Hello, and thanks for coming to LRGA Curves this morning. Make sure you smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and ring the bell on the way in, Curvies. Let's see what's going on. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm working out in the garage. I'm multitasking this morning. Let me see. Let's see what's happening. I'm trying to make sure I can't see me. My channel. Oh, here it is. Okay. My channel. Oh, here it is. Real Housewives of Dubai. Recapping, recapping Curvies. Happy Monday. Yes. Thanks for coming through to LRGA Curves. You're going to have to excuse background noise. I'm in the gym this morning, getting my workout on. But I wanted to come through and talk about Real Housewives of Dubai because I did not recap it last week with all of the lives I did focusing on what's her name? Kenya Moore Hair Care. Here, I'm going to bring my bike over here so I can be riding my bike while I read my notes. This isn't going to take too long. It was a good episode on Real Housewives of Dubai. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. On your way in, if you haven't already, go ahead and ring the bell so you can get notified when I upload a video, you guys. Now, let me see. Will I be able to see the comments? I'll be able to see the comments maybe from here and everything. Resetting this. Right on. Okay, Curvies. So I hope you had an excellent weekend. I hope your Father's Day was good. Hope you got to celebrate your father. I had a really hard time yesterday, you guys. Oh, your girl, LRGA Curves. I woke up blubbering like an idiot. Missing my dad so bad. It was the first Father's Day without my daddy. So it was a pretty tender place for me yesterday, but I made it through. And my husband enjoyed his Father's Day. The kids and I, we just played it low key. Husband's not all into the made up holidays. He's like, you better treat me like it's my father, like it's Father's Day every day, like he's one of those. So anyway, but I hope you guys all had an excellent Father's Day. Again, go ahead and smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, ring the bell. And if you guys, since I'm on YouTube vertical live, well, I'm going live from my laptop, not on my phone, but since I'm using YouTube to go live, you need to use those three dots in the upper corner to click to go live, to like the video. And then if you click the heart on the side of the video, on the chat box right there, then it engages and it tells YouTube to send more people to our live. So let's get started. Okay, Real Housewives of Dubai. So the episode started, it was called Friendship on the Rocks. And that's supposed to be a play on words for oh look, Toot Latrice, hi, thanks for coming through. It's supposed to be a play on words, I guess, because not only does Caroline Brooks seem to be drinking a lot and people are commenting on it, but also because friendships are that used to be solid are on the rocks. So let's get into it. And let me know if you can't hear me okay. Like I said, I'm in the gym this morning, so there's background noise there and stuff like that. So just let me know if you hear me okay. So Talene and Rafi is Talene's husband. Talene is Caroline Brooks' friend, who she brought on the scene this season. And we talked about, this is only episode 2, season 2, Real Housewives of Dubai. And it's seeming that the curse of bringing your friend on may be in the wings waiting to happen to Talene and Caroline Brooks. Oh, right on. Thanks for letting me know, Toot. it may be that Talene and Caroline Brooks might get that friendship curse thing. Okay, so we know that on Real Housewives shows and on most reality shows, when people bring on their best friend, that best friend and them end up in some kind of conundrum where it's the new friend wants the old friend's job more than she let on and is vying for camera time by putting knives in her best friend's back. Now, we saw this happen, in my opinion, on Real Housewives of Potomac when Mia Thornton brought on Jacqueline. Remember? And that was her very best friend. They grew up together. They knew each other's all that dirt. And those two turned on each other for camera time so fast. I was just like, ugh, maybe you should not be bringing friends. Maybe bring complete strangers on the show because, for one, it won't hurt as bad when they betray you. And for two, they won't have all your dirt to betray you with, right? So I think I might be on to something. I know we like a good organically friendly cast where it seems like they might have some type of connections off screen, but also it might be okay to let these women meet for the first time on cast and then develop friendships over time instead of, bringing on a best friend to throw him under the bus and leave tire tracks all over her Gucci blouse. Hey, Marsh, how's it going? Thanks for coming through. Okay, so Talene and Rafi and Gigi, they're in their apartment. Talene is cooking with her chef/driver, and Rafi is interesting, okay? We walk into no shoes, nipple pasties at the Hadano, which is a mental institution. Let Talene tell it. Now, I'm just wondering, does her husband even really live there, or is he too busy building the Palm and all the other structures of Dubai that he doesn't even know where the closet is, y'all? He didn't even know where the closet was to go get Gigi's shoes. And then when she showed him where the closet was that he built, he didn't even know how to put the shoes on the little girl, talking about this is the hardest thing ever. That girl is walking around. You've had practice, sir. You've had time to practice. Okay? Okay? And I think that if you had time to practice, then you might not want to get on the whole TV and act like you don't know how to dress your child. Like that, it was kind of an endearing scene, but as a mother, just let me say, as a mother, it's a little grating for the whole baby daddy to be so dependent on you to be the mothering that he don't even know where the closet is. Really, Rafi? Rafi, look, you got to get your life together, okay, Rafi? Building Dubai is one thing, but you need to know where the girls' closet are and how to put these shoes on. If you're building skyscrapers to the moon, learn to put a shoe on a toddler, Rafi. Anyway, they leave the apartment because Talene will be entertaining Sarah and Caroline Brooks. Sarah arrives single and wants to remain single, y'all. She's 37 and doesn't want a non-spiritual man, but the Armenian in Talene already has her playing matchmaker. Sarah doesn't seem to be too into it. I almost think that because she keeps being like, oh, he has to be spiritual. He has to be spiritual. He has to be spiritual. And look, who was that guy who gave everybody the poison punch? At church, he gave them all the poison punch. You guys know what I'm talking about. Jonestown. He was spiritual, and he gave the whole spiritual congregation some poison punch, and they all drank it. Jonestown, okay? So all this being spiritual does not a good man make, in my opinion. Okay. Now I can't run a banner on here because of the live format that I'm on today, but just know that everything I'm saying today is alleged and is for entertainment purposes and is my opinion. Okay. Except for the part that I'm actually recapping from the show. The rest is my opinion and point of view. But to me, Sarah, Dr. Sarah, I think she might have a guru crush, you guys. She has a crush on her spiritual guide who we've seen several times so far. This is only episode 2, and we already seen that guru spiritual guide at least 4 times. Like that's her boyfriend or her love interest, okay? Sitting there praying with her, chanting with her. We've seen it at least 4 times, okay? And we've only seen Ayan's husband once so far, but we've seen her spiritual guru 4 times. So I think Sarah might have a guru crush, and that's why she's so focused on wanting a guru a spiritual dude, because she's like into her spiritual dude. Anyway, also when Caroline Brooks arrives to the Palm, where Sarah doesn't really think she would ever want to live, because that's where all the expats live who want to show off all their money, and Sarah's above that, but she'll go visit. So Caroline arrives to the Palm, and that's where everybody goes, who's anybody except for Sarah. And Caroline sits down and comes in hot. She's like already going on about they not like us. They not like us. She should have just been playing Kendrick Lamar, talking about the other ladies aren't like them. Specifically, Stanberry. Shout out to Kendrick. Now, right after that scene, we have a rooftop meeting with Ayan, Lisa, and Stanberry. And so they're meeting, it seems, simultaneously while the ladies are at the Palm. So it's one group at the Palm and one group at this rooftop meeting. And now we know that Stansberry did not get along with Lisa or Chanel Ayan really last season. And so they're trying to mend that friendship. And Brooks did get along with Stanberry last season, but did not get along with Ayan or Lisa. So I'm not sure if it's Stanberry who's the deciding factor on whether or not we can all be friends, but it seems to be that if you're friends with Stanberry, you're not friends with Brooks. And if you're friends with Brooks, you're not friends with Stansberry, or something like that seems to be gelling out, right? So anyway, the women on the rooftop are looking lovely because Ayan just stepped in with her polka dots and gloves again. And Lisa's looking lovely, and Brooks is looking rather relaxed. And so they all start talking about the victim statement that Sarah made, which I think was really low class. Like, we got into it real good last time about her. And Sarah's interesting to me. I feel like that was really wrong for her to use that woman's trauma and then say that she was victimizing herself with the trauma that she revealed. That was just a tacky move. Then simultaneously flash to the Palm, where Sarah's unexplaining what she said. And basically, Ayan is going through stuff, and she's a hurt person, and she needs to be there for her. And even though she said what she said to hurt her, she still has time to be a savior, because, she loves being a savior. That's why she likes the spiritual aspect, because she sees the savior in herself. Then they needed a placenta to calm down. Now, Ayan, the next scene is her doing her makeup empiring, you guys. Her makeup empiring. And I thought that was great. Ayan, shout out. You're beautiful. You've been wearing makeup, and now she's making an empire of makeup with Tony and Chris. Now, I love her and Chris. And I liked what she said about giving hope to all Somalis, because had she had hope when she was a little girl, she would have been leader of the earth by now. And I think that's very apropos. All we need is some support and encouragement in life, you guys. And we can be so far and so extraordinary. Don't hang out with people that try to dwindle your light and rub your freaking fairy dust off your wings. Get away from those people. Please be around people who add glitter to your shine and who only want you to shine brighter, because that's what time it is. We spend so much of our life doing what other people want, trying to figure it out. And we could have figured out a lot of that shit if we would have just stayed around some people that were encouraging our gifts. You know what I'm saying? instead of making fun of you or telling you to stop or be normal or whatever. Let that go. Don't be normal. Embrace your weird. Okay. And so Chanel, she's would have been leader of the earth. I love it. And then Ayan was telling her husband Chris that she could have said different stuff when she was hurt by Sarah, and that she shouldn't have used those words. And maybe if she writes a letter, it'll be okay. So she's going to be writing a letter to Sarah. We skip on over to Lisa and the boys, and they're at their house playing a form of soccer. Now, I love, look, so I'm a mom with 2 boys and a husband, so it's all testosterone. Even it's just me and one dog are estrogen over here. And actually, we're both in menopause, so yeah. But like, it's so testosterone over here. So it's so cute to see another mom who's living in that testosterone life. It's so cute. Anyway, her mom is coming because Lisa was only supposed to be in Dubai for 3 years, and it's been a decade now. And, I get it. Family is life. And so she wants her mom there, and her mom's been missing the grandkids growing up, and it's time for her to come on out. So they're talking about getting her an apartment. Then we go over to Sarah and Ayan meeting up. Sarah sits down and, let's say Stillwater Sarah sits down because she needs the still water, unlike Lala Kent on Vanderpump, who loves the bubbly water. They both are water aficionados, I guess. Anyway, Ayan immediately apologizes and says that she should have maybe not used those words. And she still doesn't get an apology from Sarah that I could hear. What she got was an angel and instructions from Sarah, but not an authentic, I'm sorry, I hurt you. That was horrible of me. I should have never, because Ayan was kind of going on. I felt like Ayan was doing a very mature, beautiful, authentic, look, I've reflected. I shouldn't have said that. I was hurt. Here's a letter. And Sarah was like, oh, thanks for the letter. Here's an angel. And just whenever you're doing that, then just look at this angel. Okay. Then Sarah says that Caroline Brooks is good. And I thought it was funny when Ayan said, get the doubt out. Because she said she wants to give people the benefit of the doubt. And she said, get the doubt out. Basically, you don't have to doubt that Brooks isn't a good person. She's not a good person. You could get the doubt out. It was funny. Then we look over at Brooks at the glass house, which leaks. We already know it leaks because last time her ex was there, he was fixing the leaks. And then they walk into some more leaks. And Brooks is doing her glass house empiring. When Talene and Gigi with her mini Chanel walk in for petty time, it was so cute. And then they start talking about how Caroline Brooks was mad at her ex-husband because of the time he cut her son's hair and it never came back the same. Now, let me just tell you, as a mother of Black children, there's a whole thing about that, you guys. There is a whole thing about the timing of cutting hair on Black children will determine the hair texture later on and what it does. Did you guys know that? That's a whole thing. So my, let's say my nephew, he had great hair. We never cut it. He had great hair. And then he had Corbin Blue hair, we used to call it. You remember who Corbin Blue was from that musical high school musical show? So anyway, he had Corbin Blue hair, just tendrils of curls that were loose and bouncy. And then one day we cut that hair. You know, that thing shrunk up and it turned directly to C4 minuscule, tight curls that never once elongated again because we cut it at the wrong time. And then for my 2 sons, I didn't cut either of their hair until they were like, I cut my 16-year-old's hair when he was finally 13. We gave him a first haircut, and his hair grows in curls. to this day. Like if we just leave his hair alone, it just grows in a curl. And then my now 11-year-old, we cut his hair for the first time when he was just 10. And so it's going on, yeah, just over a year now. And his hair also will grow in curls because we waited just long enough to capture the texture of the hair that we wanted. Anyway, so, but it's a whole thing, you guys. So I could totally understand Brooks having feelings behind that, because as a Black woman, you understand these things about how people might think, oh no, how can that happen? Cutting your hair is going to change the texture. I'm telling you the truth, you guys. Ask a Black person you know. They'll know somebody who that happened to. I promise. I promise. In addition to, you know me. And I just told you that it happened to me. So I can understand her being a little upset. And I can understand Talene remembering that specific incident, because at the time, I bet Caroline Brooks was hot. Anyway, Talene lets Caroline Brooks know that she wants to move forward in a relationship with Caroline Stanberry without all of the static from Brooks. And she really wants Brooks to let it go so she can try to forge a friendship with this woman. And Caroline isn't really letting it go. And this is the first part of the rift in their relationship. So basically, Caroline Brooks is very upset with Caroline Stanberry that she decided to use her mouth to talk about Caroline Brooks' very good friend of 10 years, Talene. Now, the things she said about Talene, whatever it was, and we know that Caroline Brooks can embellish, but whatever it was, Caroline Brooks was not happy about the energy that Stanberry was throwing at Talene, her friend. So she is a very protective person, very loyal. And so she picked up the mantle. She's like, you're not going to come in here and treat my friend like that. And now it's us against you, Stanberry. That's what Brooks is hoping. Brooks took up for Talene against Stansberry. So now with Talene turning on Brooks basically to forge a relationship with Stansberry, I think this is the first indication that Talene isn't as faithful and loyal to Brooks as Brooks is to Talene. I would have just played middle and been like, well, let me see if I can try or something, or sit down with both of them instead of go back and forth. Sit down with both of them and try to get to the middle of it, because just telling your friend of 10 years that you're not pleased that she had your back against who she knows how Stanberry moves. And so she's having her back against Stanberry's tactics, and it's just not going to fall right in the long run. And we saw from the super trailer that eventually Talene and Brooks are going to have it out. And I think that this is because of this lack of reciprocity. Did I say that right? This lack of, what is it? Reciprocal. Like what I do for you, you do for me. I have your back, you have my back, period. That's what Brooks is thinking, but that's not what she's going to get. Let's see. Live Well LA. Brooks' attitude was tragic last week. She's thinking for some reason, a drunk, mean mess on camera. Oh my gosh. So, and the ladies are talking about it, Live Well. It's different, I think, for Brooks now as a business owner, that she's doing all these business owner things. I see her getting bogged down basically with the entrepreneurial aspect of running a business. Everybody's noticed that she's at the salon from morning till the wee hours of the next morning. She's giving it all. She's there all day and night. She's constantly involved with the business, and it's just draining her. And then the only thing you can do for fun in Dubai is drink. You can't even 420 in Dubai, from what I understand. Maybe she could go hookah, but and then if the only thing you could do in Dubai is drink alcohol, and you're stressed out from work, that sounds like the perfect storm for your for alcohol problem to appear, because you're drinking to relax, and by the time you get relaxed, you're just still stressed out, so you're mean. Yeah, I didn't like it. I don't like it. I didn't like when she was slurring her words at the first thing, in the first episode when all the girls got together. I did not like it. It's not a good look, Brooks. She's so beautiful and classy, and I don't think that that's a good look in the long run. Um, However, let me say this. I don't appreciate Sarah, Dr. Sarah. I don't appreciate Dr. Sarah bringing it up about her drinking stuff, because um, I haven't seen anybody talk directly to Brooks about this. And these ladies are supposed to be your friends. These ladies are supposed to understand what it's like to be on reality TV, and feel like, especially for the one who's the self-proclaimed save-a-ho, the savior of the pack, Sarah, she knows exactly what she's doing, going into confessionals talking about her co-stars problematic drinking without talking to her co-star about it. Hello. With all the stuff you decide to say to a person, Sarah, you can't just go to that person who you're supposed to be helping, try to save them, and be like, you're drinking a little much. You're going to sit in the confessional and tell us? You need to go talk to her. Okay? I don't like that. I just don't like it. So let's get off Caroline, who was constantly calling Caroline Stansberry a two-faced bitch. Did you guys hear that? She called Caroline Brooks called Caroline Stansberry a two-faced bitch at least 3 or 4 times between last episode and this episode. So something happened that we don't know about, that Caroline Brooks knows about, that she hasn't addressed fully with Caroline Stansberry, but something occurred to make Caroline feel as if Stansberry is being a two-faced bitch. And I'm looking forward to finding out what exactly could that be that Stansberry did to upset Caroline Brooks so bad. It's beyond hoo-ha gate. And look, don't regurgitate storylines, ladies. New rule: if it's already been done on one Housewives franchise, try not to do it again. So on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, we had Twatgate with Erica Jane flashing PK, her twat, when she decided to leave the house in dress that was very short with no underwear on. And she sat down in front of PK, who was obviously looking, and got to see her hoo-ha. And remember, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, that was a whole thing for like a whole season and a half. Didn't it go on for almost 2 seasons? Dorit wouldn't let it go. You showed my husband your hoo-ha. My husband saw your twat. And Erica, it's just a twat. And everybody else talking about twat. And it was just dragged out. Like, oh my gosh, it happened. Things, some people get a little flash sometimes. You don't have to like embarrass the person further by pointing it out. That's the other thing. Like Caroline Stansberry, with all of her class and all of her regalia, has knows exactly what she's doing when she decides to point out another woman's hoo-ha was hanging out. That's so declassé. She knows it. She knows it. And that's the person who looks the most declassé, is the person who brought it out. And that's why Caroline Brooks keeps bringing it up. And that's why Caroline Stansberry looks utterly embarrassed every time they talk about the hoo-ha, because she brought up some stuff that she had no place bringing up. Hey, Erin, thanks for coming through. Yeah, so I just feel like the Carolines are probably more similar than not. But yeah, we don't need another twat gate. Already been done. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I hope they let this go. I hope we never hear about the twat hoo-ha gate again on Dubai. It should be squashed. Caroline Stansberry, next time somebody sees a hoo-ha, keep it to yourself. What are you, Beavis and Butthead? She said, but, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. He saw hoo-ha, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. Sergio saw her hoo-ha, ha ha, ha ha. Get over it. It's a body part. People have body parts, Caroline Stansberry. And that is why Caroline Brooks is bringing it up like that, because she knows that Caroline Stansberry knows that that was nothing to bring up right then. Let's see. So then we go on to the party. So luckily, Lisa and the boys. Oh, party time. Here it is. Party time. Luckily, Talene has the license hookup on the palm, because that means inebriation will be nice and possible tonight, because she has the hookup on having a liquor license. Lisa's mom is here. Yay. Sergio got a baby. Yay. But it's not from Caroline. It's a dog. And as it turns out, they're in some dude named Michael's apartment for 3 months. Last time we saw these ladies, Caroline Brooks was someplace else having something built. And now she's in a room at her friend's house while the place is being finished. I'm not sure. But Caroline Brooks built her whole glass house and is up and running in business before Caroline Stansberry house even got finished, y'all. Interesting. So now we get to the party. Everybody's walking in. Ayan, best dressed. That purple was lovely. The two Carolines, again, here the two-faced bitch comment comes up again, and Caroline Brooks's handler was trying to have her calm down, but she seemed to come in and just, what is she? We need the eighth housewife to show us how fast does Brooks actually drink, because she gets there quick, y'all. I don't know if she's not eating any food to soak up the liquor or what, but she walked in and it seemed like she was on one so quick and ready to attack. She goes over and gives a fake hug to Stansberry, but only because she was summoned by Sarah, because Stansberry's too good to go walk over to Caroline Brooks, I guess. So Sarah has to summon Stansberry over there. I mean, Sarah had to summon Brooks over there, because that's the order of the day, is you go to Stansberry. She don't come to you, I guess. I'm not sure, but it would have been, everybody at that place had legs, you guys, and you can walk either way on the floor. So I'm not sure why Caroline Stansberry couldn't have walked equally over to Caroline Brooks and tried to just squash this. I'm not sure why it takes Caroline Brooks to walk all the way over from her corner talking shit over to Caroline Stansberry, except for that she was summoned, and that's what you're supposed to do when you're summoned, to go say hello to the queen. I'm not sure, but that's what happened. Anyway, when Caroline gets over there to the other Caroline, she immediately was like, why are you being so mean to me? You've been being a lot. You've been being mean to me. Why do you treat me so bad? That's what Brooks is saying to Stansberry. So something obviously happened that we are unaware of at this point. Okay, something has happened that we are unaware of at this point, because, you know, the alcohol brings out the truth. And she was already inebriated. So for her to voice her feelings about being hurt, I think the hurt might be a little real, you guys. I'm not sure. But she was being a lot. They take it outside to the patio on the palm, and Stansberry throws her new friend Talene under the bus and says, well, Talene told me that you said that I said the da-da-da-da-da. So Brooks got to give it up for forget this telephone game. So Brooks goes ahead and gets Talene so they can all three talk about it. She says, she brings Talene out there and says, Talene, Stansberry just told me you said that I said da-da-da-da-da. That I said that you were that she doesn't like you or something. And Talene said, yeah, you did. And Talene, in that moment, was another indication. All she had to do was say, yeah, well, I heard you say that. And she could have left it there. But instead, Talene went further and again said now in front of Stansberry that she just wants to let it go and move on. And Brooks now is looking stupid and aggressive. And she's like, well, I'm only mad at her because of you, because she disrespected you, my friend. And so if you're going to let it go, then I'll let it go. And Talene is like, well, I let it go. And Brooks is like, okay, fine, whatever. But then she starts side cussing out Stanberry because she's like, fine, if you want to forgive this bitch, then you can, but I already know how she is and I know how she is. And she was just sitting over there drunk talking to the point where Caroline Brooks is like, we're leaving. She's on one. We're leaving. I'm not going to sit here and take this. We're leaving. And so she leaves. Caroline Brooks is still talking stuff. Talene is not taking her side and yeah. So that was the episode, you guys. I knew it wouldn't take us too long to get through. It looks like some more stuff is going to happen next week not next week. It already is next week. So it comes on Peacock on Wednesday, I think. And so I'll get to Dubai this week, you guys, before next week for surely. But that was just a little recap of Dubai. Talene, my prediction is Talene and Brooks will end up on the outs. My prediction is that Sarah, who's trying to save Brooks now, may end up not saving Brooks at all, because based off of how she tried to save Chanel and then turned around and left her high and dry, it just seems to be what she does. Like she starts off strong on a savior tip and then leaves you high and dry and turns on you a little bit. So that's probably going to happen. Now, I'm really not sure when Lisa and Chanel Ayan fall out, but I know this weekend, I'm going to be posting it later. This weekend, Lisa and Caroline Brooks went to go see Usher together, and there was no sighting of Chanel Ayan anywhere. So, and none of the other ladies were there either. So I don't know if this is a new forged friendship after the things that are going to transpire this season or what. But look, I just hope all these ladies can get along. I love that they're sharing their fabulosity with us. And I hope they continue to do so. In the meantime, Curvies, thanks for coming through today. Make sure you smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Thanks for being here. Toot, Marsh, Sweet Cherry, Live Well LA, and Smiling with Erin. You guys go out. It's Monday. Shine bright. Get some. You deserve it. You can have to be anything you want. I'm pretty sure. So go get some. See you in the next video. Oh, leave a comment and all.